Hey everybody, welcome back to another lesson about making sounds with your Arduino. This time we're going to continue with buzzers, but we're going to get into passive buzzers. Now recall that active buzzers have internal circuitry where you can apply a DC signal and it'll make a sound, whereas passive buzzers do not and require some sort of pulse width modulation or something like that. And here we could see the two buzzers. The active buzzer, and this is the bottoms of the buzzers by the way, flip them over, has an epoxy coating, and the passive one has a green circuit board. That's how you tell the difference. And you can see on the active buzzer too that it's polarized. It has a positive and a negative terminal, and here we can see the negative terminal is shorter. Actually, the passive buzzers also are polarized. And if you flip it over and look at the top of the buzzer, they both should have a plus sign indicating the positive terminal. So this time what I'm going to do before we get into working with the passive buzzer is I'm going to go ahead and apply a DC signal with the Arduino to both the active and the passive buzzer so you can see the difference and we can demonstrate what happens. Then we're going to get into some code and working with just the passive buzzer exclusively. Okay, here we are, and this is the original program that we talked about last time that made the sounds. Okay, and the hardware setup is the same. It's just a active buzzer hooked directly to the Arduino Uno with the positive lead of the buzzer hooked to pin 10 and then the negative pin to ground. And just so we remember, here is the sound. Now, enough about that. That's kind of annoying. Let's make some changes. Let's go ahead and comment out most of this code. I want to do is I want to apply just a regular 5-volt DC signal right to this buzzer. So I'm going to get rid of most of this code just by commenting it. Okay, so we commented out everything except this one digital write statement. And that's just going to put 5 volts on pin 10, which is the buzzer, because remember, pin 10 is an output. So let's go ahead and plug the Arduino back. And you're going to hear the old sound for a second until I upload this new code. Let's go ahead and upload it. Okay. Now we can hear it just making one specific tone, I guess. Remember, I'm not very musically talented here. So it's making a sound with just a 5-volt signal applied to the buzzer. Let's go ahead and kill that. Let's go ahead and put in its place the passive buzzer and see what happens here. Okay, so I'm going to hook up the passive buzzer. And I have nothing. A DC signal does nothing for this passive buzzer. So that's the difference. That's why we need to use some other kind of scheme if we're going to work with passive buzzers. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Okay, so here we are in the Arduino IDE, and I have some code up here. So before we start talking about this code, I am going to plug this in, and you're going to hear what it does. Now, the passive buzzer is wired directly to the Arduino as before, and we're using pin 8 instead of pin 10. So there's really nothing about this circuit that we need to show a schematic or really explain how the hardware goes. It's just wired directly right to the Arduino board with the negative pin of the passive buzzer at ground and the positive pin at pin 8. So let me plug it in. Okay, so we hear it playing these notes, and full disclosure, guys, like I said before like 20 times, I have no musical talent, so I actually did not write this program because I don't know what different notes are and their frequencies and stuff, but I do want to go through and explain it because we got a couple of different things going on here that I think we need to talk about. And first thing we see here is we have a library, and you can get this online, pitches.h. And before we go any further, I want to take a look inside of pitches.h. Let's see what we have. Here is pitches.h, and I opened it up with WordPad. And we see here it's just a bunch of notes, like this B0, C1, and their frequencies in hertz. So really, it's just a big list of different frequencies of sounds. So now that we know what is inside of pitches.h, let's continue looking at the code. Okay, we're back here in the Arduino IDE, and we have an array called song with these various notes that we saw, and the array has been initialized with these notes that come from the pitches.h file. So these are just the notes and the little tune that you heard. And then we have duration, a half second. So the setup function is empty. There's really nothing to do there. So we skip right into loop, and we have a for loop. Our good old friend, the for loop. And once we see him, we meet another function, tone. Now, this is a built-in function built into the Arduino IDE. And I want to say a few things about this too, because we see here we have the number 8, that's pin 8, and then we have the array, and then we have duration, which is 500 milliseconds. So the Arduino reference is an indispensable source about built-in functions and things. So I had a comment that I copied from the reference here, and it generates a square wave of a specified frequency, 50% duty cycle on whatever pin you specify. And I am using pin 8. So here we are with the Arduino reference. And I have the tone function, and it just describes what it does. And I want to take a look at this, because here's what the function takes. It takes a pin number, a frequency, and then a duration, although you can use it without the duration. Frequency is a frequency of the tone in hertz, and you're supposed to use unsigned integers. Same thing with duration, unsigned long. Although I don't think we use a long. But it let us get away with it, so I'm not going to complain. So we can see, if we go back to the IDE, we have the pin, the frequency, duration. Here, pin number. And then the frequency is just this array. It steps through the array. And then duration. And then we need a little bit of time for this function to work its magic. So we wait a second in between each note, or each element in the array. And then we wait 2 seconds. And then the song repeats. So that's all there is to it. There's other ways to do this. This is just one way. And we're going to come back and we're going to have a part 2 with passive buzzers. And this time, we're going to get in some more hardware. We're going to use some hardware with the code to vary the sound. So this is it for part 1 of this lesson. We're going to come back again, part 2, and I will see you there.